Hey guys, it's 5 on Friday. I'm going to answer a question this week. Today's question, which was this week's question, was essentially about pedals. So what I did is I just wanted to explain real fast 4 pedals that I think you absolutely should have and why. Okay, ready? First pedal, the wah pedal. You need a wah pedal. First of all, I have a saying and it goes like this. You're not a guitar player until you own a wah pedal. You're really not a guitar player until you sell a wah pedal. And you're really not a guitar player until you buy that same wah pedal back again. The reason is we've all experienced this. You get a wah, you don't use it, you get rid of it. But here's the deal why wahs always come back into gear. Here's my clean sound. And a little wah always kind of like... It's just kind of a cool effect, right? You know, you use it for solos. You always kind of use it. My high recommendation is the mini wah because I own a couple and this is the one I kind of keep coming back to. But a wah is always a kind of an essential lead playing sound. Plus, you can always get other tones out of it by cocking the wah in different positions and getting different sounds. Next, the most famous pedal probably in history, the Ibanez Tube Screamer. Now the Tube Screamer is really important because 2 things. First of all, on this amp, I'm running clean with a little reverb. This is my clean. And if I run this, I get the ultimate kind of like bluesy tone, just... Right? That's the gain drive all the way down, or all the way up. If you go down... The other thing it's really good for is this. If I turn it off and I'm given an amp, like let's say this amp, and I got some distortion, I could juice it to the stratosphere with a little bit more. I'm actually running this into the other distortion. The most common use for a Tube Screamer is a situation like this. I'm using the amp's distortion and I do like a bend on a solo. Like kick this on, now it says like Nas on a car. Right? You get the kind of... It's great. Essential pedal for everybody to pretty much own. There's different versions. You pick the version you like, but at least you know where we're going with this, right? First, like kind of a wah, now an overdrive. Next is a modulation effect. Modulation effects are like choruses, flangers, and phasers. I pick phaser, and here's why. Here is my clean sound. Here's my clean sound. I'm going to go ahead and basically put it straight up in the air, and using that, I can get kind of like what I call a fake chorus effect. For most people, if they heard me playing this at a gig or a situation, they would think they were hearing chorus. If I crank it to 10, which by the way, you can do all this with your foot because it has a rubber pad on it. If I go basically to 10, I get the rabble-rouser Duane Eddy kind of... idea. I use it, believe it or not, in the bare minimum position, and I get this kind of sound. There's like a... The other thing I love about it is you put overdrive into it, and you get this kind of... Now, what's great about that is, now, if I put it in front of the distortion, in other words, use the distortion on the amp, I get the same kind of effect, but a little bit different attack on it. Right? So it's good both ways. Basically, we'll take an overdrive before and after it. It's very universal, a fun effect. Do you need a phaser? No, but think about you need a modulation, right? Last but not least, delay. Why delay? Because this amp has reverb, which is nice. But if an amp didn't have a reverb, let's say you got this situation going. You have an amp, no overdrive, no reverb. You could essentially use this as your overdrive and this is your reverb. Now it's a delay, but again, you can make the delay short and get kind of like a, you know, a reverby kind of effect out of it. You can adjust it, right? Kind of more of that rockabilly tone. But of course, I like it because you get this kind of like... Put a little overdrive in front of that for a solo and... The only downfall of this situation is, of course, if you're running the delay into the distortion of the amp, you get an over-the-top delay that's not very pleasing to most people. Right, because the note in the background note is so loud. But sometimes, if you're using it for a solo, I'll stack this, into that, to get this kind of like... Just over the top, and it's crazy and fun. Essentially, what I'm doing here with these pedals is saying that I can play any situation with these pedals. Now, if you really want to make it fun, I always say use a wild card pedal. In other words, use 4 core pedals and then one pedal that is a wild card. You change it out as you feel. It's how you get inspired. Changing a pedal is a very inexpensive way to change tone or give yourself a new idea. So you can always change it out. You might want to go with a more aggressive overdrive for one situation over another. These pedals are essentially what I've decided are the core pedals that I think most people should need. Some kind of a wah effect for leads or whatever it is, some kind of overdrive, definitely some kind of a modulation effect, and then a delay. If you don't like delay, you can use a reverb pedal. You see how you can interject this stuff and it's really good. The other last idea is this. If you don't think you'll ever use a wah, using 2 overdrives, a low gain one like this one and then a high gain one, that's a nice way to get like a 2-channel amp kind of vibe. All right, guys. Thanks for your time. Know your gear.